Okay, this gets tricky. So there's getting paid and there's getting paid. There's two pipelines here, if you haven't really thought about it. There's the pipeline where your customers pay you to use your services. Now, which platform should you use? Stripe certainly is the big daddy. Honestly, it comes down to speed of deployment, how easy it is to integrate with your systems you've already got going, and it's going to be tenths of a percent at the end of the day because you don't have any volume. As you get bigger, you get more leverage. Migrating clients is tough, but without that leverage, you can't really sign up on bigger platforms that make it more cost effective and start to save you money month over month when those paydays get pretty freaking big. Now, if you have big tickets, right, then the effects of this will be slightly smaller. But if you have a large number of really tiny transactions, that transaction fee is going to be a bitch. There's mid-call and call depending on how the card is swiped. And I'm saying there's a lot of information here. But when you get past a couple 100,000 a month, then you can start really looking at ways to cut down your overall costs and percentage. Now, there's a whole other pipeline that makes it worthwhile to start thinking about as part of your product if it's viable. If you can process charges through your product, right, like an invoicing tool, like my product was. At the end of the day, when I sold, we did $720 million a year in invoices. That's crazy. I left a lot of money on the table, but I was setting up value for the next team to come in. And so the way that looks like is this. You establish a relationship with a merchant provider. You become a merchant and you set up something like your super awesome SaaS pay. Your clients who trust you establish a relationship, a financial relationship with you, and then they can throughput, whether they're charging for invoicing or just passing cash around. When that happens, you then can decide how much liability you're willing to take on based off what you know of your clients, if they're trustworthy or not. And so they trust you, you trust them, you can create a nice package, offer them integrated services, and then sip on what are called basis points. Every time a transaction runs through, you get a decent amount, let's say 40 to 70 basis points, which are tenths of a percent or hundredths of a percent, right? The more liability you're willing to take, the higher your basis points. And that can earn some real capital to help grow an amazing company.